Hey everybody, it's Maggie from Personal Euphoria with today's plank story. Sorry. If you don't want to plank today, you're just going to do some gentle shoulder rolls. You can go both directions. You can go just up and down, and then maybe move your neck any way that feels good after that. All right, so this weekend I saw some of my honeybees on this plant in the yard, and I'm not great with plants, so I looked up what it was, and it's called Creeping Charlie. It's apparently invasive, but it led me down this rabbit hole, and what I discovered is that Creeping Charlie uses this tactic to reduce the energy it needs. It basically doesn't produce a lot of nectar in most flowers, and then every once in a while there's a flower that's like filled with nectar. And so pollinators like don't get much, but once in a while they get a lot, and it's enough that it draws them to keep coming back, but also they think that one that's so much makes it worth the while of the pollinator. And it's called a lucky hit. So it almost seems like gambling. And I'm reading this and I'm like, seems like bees have dopamine, like, because that's the same thing. We scroll, get a dopamine hit, scroll, get a dopamine hit, or whatever we do, you get this hit of dopamine. And so I looked, and sure enough, a couple of years ago, they've started to think bees and other insects actually have dopamine. And so like the reason they seek out nectar is not almost like mechanical or robotic, but like humans. They want something, they desire something. This hormone makes them crave something, and they want to go get it. And every morning, the bees send out scout bees, and these bees go out and they look for the best nectar, and they come back to the bees and they do this little waggle dance. And when they dance, the dance tells the other bees where to go. It's direction giving for the nectar. And it turns out that during this dance, their dopamine spikes up. So scientists think like this even means in a way they're like reliving a memory, much like if we remembered eating something delicious, they're remembering this great nectar. But all I can think of is if this forager bee, this scout bee goes out and he finds the lucky hit, and he comes back and he's really excited, and he's telling them all like, you guys have no idea the kind of nectar that's in this plant. And then most of them have very little, and all the other bees go out and they get very little nectar, and they're like, what's up with this bee who thinks there's so much out here? And like, she can't convince them there was a lot because they're not getting it because she got the lucky hit. Anyway, that's just my mind. But so bees desire and want things, particularly nectar and pollen. All right, with that, I hope you have a great day and keep moving.